April Live, where we talk shit to fantastic artists. And I am very excited about the lineup tonight. We've got the lovely Lea Tirabasso and the beautiful, was that Lea's, she's smiling, I might have got that right. I've got Kitty Fedorec. I just gave her a French accent. Unfortunately, Lauren can't join us today, but we'll get her on another day, so that's going to be lush. We've got two fantastic humans coming on to chat with me. Now, before I start, if any of you have not subscribed to my channel, why not give it a go? If you don't know who I am, my name is Sarah. I'm a freelancing, creative, artiste, dancey person, and I make videos about my life behind the scenes of doing all that stuff. And I also bring you things that bring me joy, like clothes that I might enjoy, or plants, or anything. You know, there's stuff on here, this channel, for you. But every month I bring on 3 or 4 artists and we just chat about anything. We don't plan the chat, we just chat. So without further ado, let's bring on the first guest. It is Lea. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Thank you. And yourself?
I'm good. I mean, I'm hoping you're going to give birth during this because it'll give my views loads of views. We were joking about this yesterday. We probably shouldn't joke, but you are about to popalicious.
Yes. Anytime. Anytime now, really. Let's see.
Oh, I love it. I love that shirt. Is that a shirt with a waistcoat or is it all in one?
It's a shirt. Yes, it's a shirt that I do not close. See, I cannot close it anymore. So it's like from here looks fine, but from there it's just.
Well, Zoom life. I mean, you underneath this, below here, I've literally just got this jumper on. And that's it, and that's Zoom life. Oh, my sister's saying hello. Hello, Linda.
Hi.
Hello, Linda. So when we were discussing about today, I mean, we don't really discuss anything, but we're texting, you went, I want to talk about vulvas and vaginas.
Yes.
Yes, because I've seen on your Instagram, you are.
I love them. It's just, I think we don't do them justice.
We don't. And sometimes we call them vaginas and really they're vulvas. And
exactly. So the other day I was walking through the park and I hear this girl says, I need to shave my vagina. And I just thought, oh man, you need to shave your vagina. I wouldn't want to be your vagina right now because, I mean, it's inside. It's inside. It's, it's what people call the love tunnel or the birth canal, or it's the thing, fingers and sex toys and penises and anything or nothing in. It's not, you do not shave it.
You're not shaving there.
I don't think there's any. Are there any hair on it? I'm not even sure. I don't think there are, but
I mean, it's like, who knows? Who knows? Some people may.
Some people may. Some people may have hairy vaginas. That's true. But all that to say that it drives me crazy because we keep talking about vaginas, and don't get me wrong, I think it's amazing that we finally feel allowed to say that word out loud. Like, everyone talks about vaginas and it's amazing. It's amazing to say the word, but let's use it for what it is, not for what it's not. The vulva is the visible part. The vulva is the tip of the iceberg, is the tip of the wonderful female genitalia. And I
love this. And I just know that my little nieces and nephews are probably watching this and they're getting a whole education, and I am happy about that. It's fine. My sister Linda's probably like, but no, Sister Linda, female anatomy, it's important.
Yes, and I think it saves life as well. Like if you go to the doctor and say, oh, I have some pain in my eye, then they're gonna be looking at your nose. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you actually mean your nose, or if you don't use the right word, then how can you get the right healthcare?
Exactly. Nice.
Empowering as well, to know your anatomy. It's just, I feel it's great, like you see so many Instagram accounts talking about clitoris and sexual education and periods. It's amazing. We finally get to talk about periods so much, but let's do it right.
Well, yeah. So maybe when you get back off the maternity leave, that could be your next mission in life.
Well, I'm trying already to sort of implement that around myself.
Yeah, you do loads with the charity Eve Appeal, don't you? You work a lot with them.
Yes.
Lots of workshops and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know who Eve Appeal are. Who are Eve Appeal?
So they're a charity who they raise awareness about the 5 gynecological cancers. So the 5 gynecological cancers are vaginal cancer, vulval cancer, cervical cancer, womb cancer, and ovarian cancer. There are 5. There are the 5 main gynecological cancers, and they raise awareness. They raise money as well to fund research into those cancers. They're a great charity. They do a lot of work, and using the right word is also one of their very important mission.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to sort of like, trying to have little quizzes with people around you just to check whether they know.
I only ever think about cervical cancer because that's all that's really talked about, right? You never think about having any other kind of cancers down there. Exactly. Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah.
So if you've just tuned in, I'm Sarah speaking to lovely Lea Tirabasso, who is one of my favorite choreographers. Honestly, you're, I'm going to pronounce it all wrong, the ephemeral life, is that right? Of ephemeral life, the octopus, no?
The ephemeral life of an octopus.
I got it right. I think I got it right. Did I get it right? Fine. It was like my favorite show I saw. Was it like last year, the year before? It was like 2019, right? I would have seen it. It was so beautiful. It was like, it's very, very rare now at my age that you watch work and you get physically like affected by it. And I remember that when I first was training and I used to see some dance works and I used to be so inspired, and the reason I would be so moved would because I would literally feel it in my body when I watched it. I remember watching your gorgeous performers and being like, oh my God, I love dance. It's so beautiful. Such a beautiful show. Is that piece finished now, or because I know you've just had auditions for a new show?
Yes, so well, because of the apocalypse, we had a lot of dates that were planned, and a lot of them fell through, and a lot of them were supposed to be postponed, but a lot of them fell through. So,
oh gosh,
breathe a lot. I mean, like all of us.
Yeah,
it is. But I'm starting to work on a new piece now, and hopefully the octopus will be back on the road soon. I hope. I just hope we'll be back.
Yeah, I've got 2 dates that are postponed from last year for my Feminist Bonus show. One's in May and one's in July. And I just, but I don't know. One's supposed to be in Germany in May, but Germany feels like Germany have gone back into a lockdown again. So I don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah, I'm waiting for my postponements to turn into cancellations. Well, I don't want them to, but
I hope they won't. Well, I don't know, May. I mean, anything is still possible. That's the thing. Anything is still possible, really.
It is. Anything is, Lea. Anything is possible.
Yeah. But I think it's also like the energy you put into it. Like, oh my God, I think by the end of 2021, we'll be knackered, because 2020, I think all of us were like, okay, we're accepting what's happening. It's okay. And then all of us started 2021 being like, okay, full of energy. Let's do this. Let's be back on stage. And then it started like,
Yes, we did that in. Yeah, yes, completely. I mean, most of my family are in Ireland, all my family in Ireland, and they are in dire straits. Aren't you, Sister Linda? Sister Jill's probably listening as well. It's pretty dire there because they don't know when they're coming out of lockdown yet. Everything is still up in the air. The kids have been back in school maybe 2 months. That's all this whole school year.
Wow. Have you been able to be back at all last year?
No, I've not been back since Christmas 2019, which is the longest I've ever been away from mon famille, which I feel sad for myself about, but I know I'm not the only person who's not seen their family. Have you seen your family at all during it all?
I did. Well, actually, my sister got married last August, which was really surreal, and it happened. It could happen there. And we had Christmas as well with them, although, we had to quarantine when we came back. So we were sort of like mentally ready to do that. So we did see each other a little bit.
That's good.
That's what we're supposed to, but.
Yeah. I mean, I'm as soon as that plane opens, to get to Ireland, I'm there. I'm the first person on that plane. I'm going to go.
Is it forbidden? Like, are there no planes at all going to Ireland?
No, there is, but I think if you're going to work there, so I had a residency which at Shawbrook in Longford that was postponed from last year, and it was supposed to be 2 weeks ago. And if I wanted to go to that, I would have had to quarantine in Ireland for 2 weeks. I would have had to do that special test that costs €200 or pounds, and then take another test 5 days after arrival, which would have cost the same amount. And then I had to, and then I wouldn't have been able to stay much longer out of quarantine to go see my family, and I wouldn't expect them to pick me up and bring me to the residency because it's just not, it's not safe. It's just not. Can I ask you a question about dancing and motherhood?
Yes.
And if you can, if you're like, no, I don't want to answer that, you can not answer that. I'm just, what's it like when you've had your first, because this is your second little baby, what's it like being pregnant and being in the dance world? Because I think a lot of our friends are, especially in our generation, kind of do it secretly behind closed doors, and then they arrive with baby because they're, I don't know, I'm putting presumptions on that people are too scared to say, I can't work for 9 months. How is it? What's it like?
I think when I was pregnant with my first one, I had already made the transition between dancing and making my own work.
Right.
So I think it's probably easier if you're not working as a dancer anymore to, to fully live the pregnancy and the motherhood.
Yeah.
So there's always the risk of, when you make your own work and you disappear for a few months, being forgotten, missing out on stuff and all that. But I think if anything, it made me be even more efficient with working. Like, you don't have time for bullshitting anymore. You go to the studio, you have these 8 hours to make something, then you just make them. And when you're back home, you don't have time to even think about that anymore because you're with your newborn or with your toddler. Yeah. So I think efficiency, it made me be so much more efficient. And to be honest, I realized something before being pregnant with my first one, is that we didn't want to wait anymore, because we thought, okay, we don't want to finish something and then have a kid. We want them to live and to experience what we're living with them. So we took him with us everywhere. All the residencies, he would come with me. Like, I had him on the boob for years, everywhere I would go. Performances, residencies, workshops, classes, anything, meetings. And I think I didn't let a choice to the people who were working with me, really.
Right. Yeah. Nice.
That's if you want us to work together, or if you want us to meet, there's going to be a tiny one clinging on to me. That's it. That doesn't mean I'm not working, or I'm less working or anything. It's just that's how I want to live my motherhood, and that's how I want to live my life. So I didn't really. That's not something I was afraid of.
That's good.
I felt very empowered by it, actually. Also, probably because I had a whole history of like health issues, and then suddenly, like, oh my god, I don't know. It was like, oh, I didn't think that was something I would want for my life. And then when I realized I might not be able to, that's when we were like, oh, hang on, we need to think of our family life in the end.
Yeah. Let's get this done. Then let's repeat it again. Let's do it.
I think, and I think I love as well that we work so much with the body, and there's something so, I'm in love with flesh and the matter of our body and how primal we can be, and just those primal instincts are just so good. And let should do its job. It's just wonderful as well to witness. So, and I have a feeling that I'm really trying to encourage that any parents, any parents, any co-parents I work with, I'm really like, okay, whenever we go to residencies, know that there can be a room for a grandparent or a co-parent, or there can be something. I really want to try and support that, because too often we think that having a kid equals end of your career, and I think we should support each other in in our family choices, in our personal choices.
Yes, we should. It is 1:15. I'm going to bring in Kitty, but before you go, I'm going to give you a few questions, that would you rather questions. I did this last time, right? Right. Would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
Wonder Woman.
Would you rather? Oh no, I'm going to say that one. Oh my god, these are really. I just got off this sheet. These are really dark. Okay. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Say that again?
Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Unlimited power.
Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
Oh, the internet. I couldn't do without heating.
And would you rather... No. Would you rather have Beyonce's talent or Jay-Z's business acumen? I don't know what acumen means. Jay-Z's business skills. Know what that is? Anybody listening know what acumen means? You can let me know.
God, this is so hard. I'd say the talent, probably, but...
More fun. I would say more fun. Anybody watching, what would you rather have? Beyonce's talent or Jay-Z's business acumen? And if you could let me know what acumen means, that would be lush. Well, Lea, if you stay there and then you come back just at the end with Kitty, that'd be lush. Kitty, I'm bringing you in now in a second. Thank you so much. Oh, what a gem. I'm a mega fan of Lea. Mega fan of Katie. Oh, Katie? Who's Katie? Kitty. Kitty, here we come in. Here we coming in. She's in.
Hello.
This is Kitty, everybody. Kitty and we go back years and years and years. We won't go back for everybody with our stories of years. I mean, we could.
But like actually a decade, this year. Like seriously.
Yeah, it is a decade. And I'm just seeing some comments pop up, Kitty. A lot of people want to be Beyonce. Matt Andrews wants to be Beyonce. My sister Linda wants to be Beyonce. And the organic Yorkshire Rose, Sarah Fisher, just says, "Hey, Gorge," which I'm assuming means she wants to be Beyonce. Joking. Anybody, do you know what acumen means? Does acumen mean business skills?
Yeah, it's basically like skills and understanding. Like,
I knew you would know.
Way. It's a toughie. Those were tough questions. Like right now, honestly, I'd go with the business acumen because like times is tough. And like you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have like the way to get it out there, you're just singing in your front room.
I mean, tell me about it. I mean, I think also, I mean, I've been saying it for years, especially when you work within the contemporary dance world, or when you train in contemporary dance, you're never told use your skill to make money. It's kind of a bit dirty. In the commercial world, I know a lot of my commercial dancers are like totally cool with being like, yeah, I'm going to make money here, do this or this. I can see how my talent can make me loads of money. Whereas in contemporary dance, I feel like the training is always like, you got to love it and you got to bleed for it and you got to like do loads of stuff for free. And then, you know, the scars are...
I'm shit at that. I'm like a total dreamer and like absolutely in the arts for this like, you know, fantasy that we can change the world and make it better incrementally. But the arts does not always love us back, and perhaps we need to know a little bit more about how to make that force in the world one that cares for us in return.
Yes, Kitty. How what would that look like? How can we make that happen?
I mean, bring down capitalism, like maybe.
I was about to
burn
say
it to the ground.
Maybe we need to put Jay-Z in, but then that would be loving the capitalism, because I mean Beyonce also loves the capitalism. I mean her huge like Adidas.
I mean, you look fierce in it, so you know it's.
What do you say?
You look fierce in it, so.
I'm a Beyonce fan. I love all her stuff. I will forever love my latex trousers that I kept. The only thing I kept from that haul. Oh, so how have you been? What have you been up to?
I mean, not a huge deal, because this is the times, and like you asked me earlier, like, what do you want to talk about? And I'm like, I don't know what I want to talk about. And then I was sitting here and I was thinking, like, the thing I want to talk about, the thing that I often come back to wanting to talk about, is grief, because that's what I've been doing this year, is a lot of grieving, of which I'm a pro. It's like something that started quite early on in my life, and I have a lot of tactics around it. But I feel like for a lot of us this year, it's kind of layers. You're like, okay, I can accept this, and you deal with that and you grieve it and it hurts, and then the next thing happens, and and so, like, I think for many of us, we've been in positions where we've put stuff in the diary and it's like 6 months in advance, it's definitely gonna happen, and no, oh no, I've got something coming up next month that is definitely in the diary. It should be amazing if it happens, but I at the moment I can't even, like, because it has been like a bit crashing, like, and I'm thinking I like, the more things are opening up on some level, the more grieving there is going to be to do, because the more we're going to have to accept which of the things that were postponed aren't going to happen, or which of the things that we've been applying for and dreaming of can't happen, because actually, like, there's a lot of pressure on resources right now, a lot of pressure on time, a lot of, because there's this big backlog of things that have, so we're all going to have to be readjusting over and over again over the next few months, as we have been for the past year.
And I think a few months is kind of kind. I think it's going to be over the next year, like the readjusting.
Oh.
I mean, we're supposed to be, well, this week I think we're supposed to started the Punk Alley.
It's still written in my diary.
I know. So I'm hoping that when we reapply, I'm about to press submit, that that will happen. But it is that whole thing of, because everyone's competing now, it's even more difficult, and you're almost having to prove yourself even more. But I'm trying to stay positive and be like, things happen for a reason, and the timings of things are for a reason. I mean, I suppose also I'm in more of a privileged place where I've been kept up work throughout the whole of lockdown. So I'm not someone my work went goodbye. So maybe I can afford to be a bit more optimistic that things will happen. But it's tough for us out there, isn't it?
It's tough. I mean, I've been doing care work, which is honestly, like, I find that very funny, like a disabled person using their spoons to care for another disabled person, so they don't have to use their spoons. So, like,
how has it been?
Well, I mean, it's lovely. Like, the person that I work for is lovely, and their flat now looks gorgeous because I keep it clean and shiny. My flat is getting slowly messier and messier as I have lost the energy to do that, and which is sad, because, like, one of my major, like, lockdown rules was, like, around well, you don't have to achieve big things right now. Like, looking at all the people who, like, suddenly managed to master the art of creating, like, films out of Zoom videos, or you don't, but at least you can keep your little world in a way that's going to help keep you sane. And I mean, it's looking nice, but it's not its best, and I'm a little bit with it right now. I'm sorry.
I mean, self-hype. Unfortunately, we can't, and that's why. I mean, I'm just. We also got to be kind to ourselves, right? So, like, And I know you know that. Like, it's not a messy flat is a messy flat. But I'm sure your flat's not like me, who's got like way too much stuff that just kind of living on top of your stuff. Right now, I can kind of walk around my flat because all my stuff is everywhere, and I really need to tidy it up. But sorry, Sam. Sorry, Sam. By the way, your hair, I've never seen it look so in a natural color. Is that your natural color?
It is the natural color, and also like so much length.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it. Like
Yeah.
every time it has been possible to go and get a haircut, I've been like, do I get a haircut now? And I put it off and I put it off, and I'm like, this is an indulgence. You can't afford this. This is like, and then everything shuts down again. And the moment it shuts down again, I'm like, you should have got a haircut.
Yeah, I do that. My hair is absolutely rank. Lovely little. Sorry, Sarah Fisher. She said, "I think we all need to be easy on ourselves. It's not anything we've been through before." Amen. Yes.
Exactly. Like,
You can't.
you know.
Anybody who's watching, if you've got any other things you want to say about looking after ourselves, what tips would you give to somebody who needs help to look after themselves more? Give us some tips inside the comments. You don't have to if you don't want to. It is 27 past. Should I give you your would you rather questions?
Would I rather have a would I rather question? I mean, yeah, because they were good. They were like, yeah.
All right, here we go. Would you rather? Oh, this is gross. Would you rather? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people in lockdown have done this. Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
Oh God! Like, either way, it's going to be really disgusting. The same underwear for a week and just not leave the house.
Sideways, inside out. I mean, that one was a bit mean because that's quite. I mean, who cares? It's all fun. It's all fun. All right, next one. Would you rather have a sing-off with Ariana Grande or a dance-off with Rihanna?
Oh, dance off with Rihanna, definitely. Like, I would be hopeless at it, but it would be a joy.
And I would love to dance to. What song would you dance to of hers?
I have very fond memories of Umbrella, which takes me way back to when I was at Lewisham College, and the very last night after our final kind of performance, and we all went out to heaven, and it got played, and one of the dancers in the year below literally took over the whole dance floor, got an umbrella, like they made a circle for him, and it was like just one of those kind of enduring memories where you're like, this is perfect.
It's, for those who don't know, Lewisham College is a college in South London that it's not like a foundation course of dance. They do
foundation and access, and I don't know if they still do the access now, but back then it was very serious, kind of taught by ex Alvin Ailey company dancers, ex Chumleys, like really brilliant course, and we got to kind of work with professional choreographers and tour work around the London area, and it was just
it's an amazing course at college. Yeah. And then Heaven is an amazing gay club in Soho, isn't it?
Yeah, like literally underneath Charing Cross Station.
Oh, that's not Soho then. That's
I don't know what you call it.
Would you rather? It's your last one. Would you rather oversleep every day for a week or not get any sleep at all for 4 days?
Oversleep. Always. I hate not sleeping. Like, I'm such a big sleeper, and the older I get, the less I sleep, and I find it tragic. Really tragic.
Really? Is that a thing? Is that a normal? Is that a thing that happens? I'm bringing you in, Lea.
Lea, do you sleep?
I sleep more. The older I get, the more I sleep. I used to just needing maybe 6 hours of sleep, and it's fine. And the older I get, the more I need to sleep.
Oh, it's not that I need to sleep less. It's that I literally am now. I wake up at 7 o'clock or like 7:30 naturally, and that's not fair. I want to we've got very little to do these days, some of us. And why don't I get to sleep until like 8 o'clock? Just 8 o'clock. That seems fair.
That's
Come on, brain. Come on, brain. So my sister Linda said, take it day by day. That would be her advice to everyone.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Top tip.
Top tip. What so what else? How are you doing, Lea, listening to Kitty listening to Lea? What things may have popped up for you when you were listening? I mean, you might not have been listening, that's fine too, but just thought I would
no, I think with grieving, I think for me too, it was all about grief last year. Well, grieving, not seeing your family, grieving, tagging people, grieving a lot of opportunities. But I think somehow, I don't know, it last year allowed us as well to just stay home for more than 3 weeks in a row, which never happens usually. You know, in our house, we often just see each other for a few weeks and then we're all on the road again. And so, yeah, sort of despite the horrible situation, the disease and the tragic events, just being home and not leaving off our suitcase was quite enjoyable.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how much I actually enjoyed being at home.
Yes, right.
Resting finally. But then I am now going, get me out.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. But I can't complain. I've got a house. I've got a house with heating and I can have food. I am not complaining.
Exactly, yes.
Be thankful. Lea, do you know if you're having a girl or a boy? Is that a annoying question? It's a girl.
Yeah. Which was quite overwhelming to find out, to be honest. I don't know. I was like, oh, wow.
Why? Did you feel like that when you had the boy, or?
I think I just got scared. Like this word is crazy, and I just got scared at first. Yeah, and then let's see. I hope that she'll be an empowered, amazing person.
Of course.
Yeah.
There is that responsibility, isn't it? Well, of course, that's just a thing to say. With kids, there's just a little bit of responsibility. I hear on the grapevine.
I just feel like, there are so many things you go through as a girl. I heard someone say the other day, and I can't remember who said that pain is something that is inside the woman's flesh, the pain every month and the pain society, and I don't know. And then when I found it was a girl, I was like, oh my god, all this pain. But yeah.
God, the pain I don't know if I'm able for the pain of having and then having in the world. But my sister, but then it's the joy of got my niece Perry, she's watching, and that's quite nice. Perry is a very empowered little human being, aren't you, Perry? Go Perry, go Perry.
And interesting because I think whatever because we have a son, and it's also how do we raise a respectful, loving, caring little boy, a little person in this world, how do you give the right tools to your kids? I think that's this general question anyway. How do you give everything to them to feel right and well and empowered and strong and loved? And then guilt starts to come in.
Gosh, oh my god, I can't even. Kitty, you are a stepmom. What do you call yourself?
Yeah. I have a complicated co-parenting situation for now, teens.
So they're at that age.
like literally 16.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god. And that is honestly that's hard. Not because actually they're really good at looking after themselves and being just like, kids these days are fucking awesome. Like, actually so awesome. I can't even, like, they're so cool. They like understand so much more about the world than we did. I think it's amazing the resources that are available to young people now, and the fact that they engage with them and get so much out of them, and then develop, like they're Gen Z are developing the thought, and they are taking it so much further, and it's magic. But like, there is something about seeing like someone go through their teenage years, and like it brings up all of that like teen trauma again. It's like, oh, there's so many feelings. Oh my god. And you can't help, because actually, you know, everyone has to go through the learning process of like fucking up a bit. And like, if you don't do it now when the risks are small, you do it later and when the risks are big. And so there needs to be way more space for teens to try things out, make mistakes, and it not everything be riding on like those years when they're doing GCSEs and A levels and
Jay-Z for the win. Jay-Z's for the win. That's Jay-Z. Oh my gosh. It's definitely time for dinner. Look, you two, thank you so much for coming onto my channel. You're both amazing. I'm huge fans of you both. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there anything before you go, you want to shout out, anything that you're doing that people can, I'll put all your websites and stuff down below, but anything you want people to classes or anything you want to shout out before you go?
So, fingers crossed. I'm going to be part of, and I'm like a dream team of myself, Dan Dorr, and Tanya Earhart. Are going to be running 2 workshops through ID, Independent Dance, at Siobhan Davies in London. The first one is due to be on the 9th of May.
It will happen.
And it's specifically for disabled artists, and we're going to be looking at pleasure. So
amazing!
We can have some lovely people come and have some fun with us.
Well, I will definitely shout out about that when I get it on my socials, when that's advertised. And Lea, you are about to pop, but maybe is there something, your website, that people will watch all your stuff?
What am I doing in the next few months? I think I'll disappear really soon from the surface of the earth.
Into a little cocoon moment.
Go back to those animal instinct. Hopefully, back to making this new work in June, and then we'll be rehearsing in London in August, and then we'll have an open rehearsal sort of thing, but via Zoom, of course. But that'll be in August, so we still have time for that.
Cool. Oh, exciting!
I should say, I worked with Edge at London Contemporary. We made a piece together, and the piece will be on stage at the end of May or in June. So that is also something to look forward to.
Oh, amazing. We'll keep an eye out for that. That's nice. You can cocoon while your work is just touring. That's the dream. Living the dream. Well, look, thank you both so much. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment. Subscribe. I'll see you later. I'm going to end this. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much.